Studio this morning from Warren Achievement Center. We do have Sean Cavanaugh, Marketing Director. Good morning.
Good morning, Vanessa. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thanks for being here. And you brought with you Carrie Novak. She is the Adult Day Program Administrator. She is incoming for a major retirement. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. Sean, tell us all about what's going on.
Well, as I always say, Warren Achievement has lots going on. We serve a huge amount of people. We're a top 10 employer in Warren County. And there's always exciting news. Always exciting news. A lot of achieving happening at Warren Achievement Center. First of all, I've been talking quite some time about the new Community Day Services Program facility, which is last year we had purchased what was at the time the VFW Post 2301 building to convert that to our new Community Day Program Services facility. Our current one is a bunch of old buildings cobbled together. It's kind of the calico cat of buildings, and it's safe but completely outdated. Excuse me. So with the purchase of the property that I spoke of briefly, we've completely gutted the inside. Our maintenance crew have framed in 3 large classrooms, 4 offices. They're working on an employee lounge, a conference room, and we've got another couple offices to work on from one of their older rooms. So that's exciting. And then we're going to be putting on an addition that is approximately 4,400 square feet, and those babies are expensive. So we've been quietly raising money for quite some time and have done quite well in that department. That's not money. This isn't something that's funded by the state where they say, "Oh, good for you. Here's a wad of money to build that." We have to raise every cent of that, in addition to raising money for other programs which are not funded by the state at all. So we've been very fortunate to be in a very giving community. I mean, you talk to people all the time in different organizations who can talk about the same generosity that they receive, and that's very important. So we're looking forward to that. Next summer is probably the go-to date on that, just to be able to get all our ducks in a row. And we've had many consultations with the current staff at the current location, as well with architects, Klinger and Associates. They do a fantastic job. I mean, they are good. They're really good. And so that's exciting. That's the biggest thing we have going. So if you see me knocking on your office door, I'm not only there to say hello, because we're friends, but I'm also probably going to ask you about your wallet. And so we still need some more donations, and we think we've got a path, we've got a strategy, and we think the path is there to accomplish that. Because the new facility is basically almost a medical facility, if you will. That's where our nurses will be. We have another individual that schedules all the medical appointments and takes them to there. Well, we'll have some sick rooms and different types of rooms that are necessary for that type of facility. So that's very exciting. It's grant season. Currently working on 2 this week for the Galesburg Community Foundation. They're a wonderful group of people who've really expanded their reach. They're anxious to always come down and see what we've got cooking. And when we had our virtual reality headsets that we had purchased, they came down to check those out and enjoyed it like the rest of us. It's very exciting. And, a lot going on. I mean, I could keep going on and on and on, but we've had some long-time retirement coming on and a wonderful promotion from within that has occurred in the organization. Sue Blackman, who's been with us for 43 years, which is a heck of a commitment to give to your community. 43 years serving those most deserving, as I always say. And we were very fortunate. We have a very talented staff. I mean, we're really good at training people and making sure that they know what they need to know to make good decisions. And we have that person sitting next to me right now. Carrie Novak was promoted to be the new Day Programs Administrator. So, Carrie, why don't you say a little bit about yourself and what you got going on? What's all that action down there?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I am incoming for Sue Blackman. I've had so much I've taken in from her, learned from her. She's a great mentor. She knows a lot about what we do. She cares a ton. And so I'm just fortunate to have someone like her to be able to learn from and take this program to the future, whatever that is for us. I'm excited to be a part of it. We have a lot going on, like Sean said. We have some presenters coming in next week. We have Jeff Rankin coming on Monday.
It'd be wonderful.
He's going to talk about the history of Monmouth College, which would be great for our people. They're interested in our community. They want to get out and they want to learn about it. So that's going to be wonderful. We have Dr. Eugene Watkins coming next week, Thursday.
From the museum.
From the museum. And he is coming to talk about the history of the Civil War
Oh,
and how it relates to Monmouth. So, again, it's going to be very cool. So we do have a lot of good things coming. And then also at the end of next week, Friday, we have our Summer Fun Day that we have planned for our achievers, where they will be able to hopefully get outside and the weather holds out for them to be able to experience a lot of outdoor activities. Painting and water balloons. We put a slingshot up in our yard so that we can take them outside and introduce them to something
I got
fun.
a heck of a sunburn that day. Remember that? I looked
You
like
did.
a lobster.
Yeah, sunscreen is always best when you're outside
It
in the
was
sun.
rough, but boy, did they have fun.
They did.
And the thing is, Vanessa, the staff down there at our community day program services facility, they're very creative, and they know what are those that we serve like. And if we had a community fun day, we'd be having a blast too. But the staff at that location, they have a kind of a monthly celebration to celebrate the positivity of the program, what they've been learning, celebrating the new skills, life skills, and so forth. So these are very important, and the morale is through the roof. They're really looking forward to it. Sometimes it involves singing and dancing, which they're pretty good.
They're very good.
Better than me by a lot.
Too.
But so with these games, we have, it's a great time for anybody. So that'll be a wonderful celebration. And we do have volunteers that help with that as well, I believe, typically.
Every now and then we do have volunteers come in and help us out.
Fire department showing up this year?
Fire department typically shows up at any event that we invite them to, which is wonderful. So does our police department.
And they always, play the siren for everyone. They love it. Very
They do.
popular.
They go around, they give high fives, they'll talk to anybody. They're great. They're great with our people. Our people love them.
So with your promotion, now you've been with us for how long? And your background before here, you've had a lot of training.
Yeah, so I came from Green Bay, Wisconsin. There, what I did mostly was work in a center for children with autism, but I did that for almost 10 years working with children on the autism spectrum. And then I came here and on a wonderful recommendation from my father-in-law, got a job at WRAM Achievement, fell in love, and I've been here since January of 2021. So it's been a short time and kind of enough time to see what's going on, get to know the community, and get to help integrate our people into it.
She does a great job. Some people just have the knack. They're people persons, I guess is the way of saying it. But her disposition is so good that sometimes an achiever, if they're having difficulty with an activity, they might get frustrated because they can't do it right, and they get upset. But Carrie's very good at saying it's okay. We all make mistakes, and by way of even just her attitude and the way she carries herself and interacts with people, that alone is a skill that is of vital importance at Warren Achievement Center. So not only do we have the knowledge of her background and her experience and her obvious dedication, but the human factor is off the charts. So we're very, very fortunate, and you're gonna have a lot going on, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Well, congratulations to Sue Blackman. She's done a wonderful job in that position for 43 years. And welcome, Carrie. You too will have another wonderful career at Warren Achievement Center.
Thank you.
Okay, Sean, anything else you want people to know this morning?
Well, there's always things I want people to know. It's just, should I tell them or not? We were working on...
You ate all there sometimes.
I am plenty there, believe me. We're having a website done with Clear Profits, of course. I've mentioned that several times.
Sure.
And it's moving a little slower than I'd planned, and that's because of me. It's not by Clear Profits' fault. We just have so much going on right now.
You do. You have a lot of moving parts, which is good.
Yeah, which is very good. And right now, it's like I said, it's the grant season, so I can't devote as much time to check the revisions on the website, which is going well. And I encourage people locally, if you need a new website, because ours was not good. We had
It happens. They get outdated.
Yeah,
it just
that's
happens.
just it. That's just it.
It's
It
like-
wasn't a horrible website. It was just, it was done
Yeah.
13, 14 years ago.
And technology has every day changes so much and the vulnerabilities. And hey, Sean, speaking of that fundraising earlier, you were talking about real quick, how do people, if they're listening and they want to make a donation, how do they do that?
Well, it's very simple. We will bend over backwards for anyone. Some people give a gift in stock, for example. They donate stock. Some people give in gifts of grain, believe it or not. They leave wills and estates and things of that nature. But if you just say, boy, Warren Achievement Center is a great place. They've been here for over 6 decades, and I would like to make a contribution to ensure that they're here for another 6 decades. They can come on down to Warren Achievement's corporate office on 2nd Avenue, 1220 East 2nd Avenue, and pop in and give a check or cash or any other form of payment. Yeah.
Okay.
And they could call me at 734 3131 extension 209. I very rarely call it.
Okay, just wondered about that.
But and it's a wonderful thing. And we had a holiday mailer go out, which we were able to raise. Typically, we raise. It's very effective, and we had another effective one. But
Good.
One of the things we have to be sure to always raise money for is the Achiever Medical Fund. So a lot of what our achievers need medically are covered by government funds, but then there's so many things that aren't. And not everyone understands that. They think that it's just everything's carte blanche. But so we work very hard to get people to understand that there are additional costs. So if Frankie and Susie needed a special ointment or eye drops or something that's not covered, we have to come up with that money. And typically, gosh, it ranges from $9,000 to $15,000 a year. And again, that's money we have to raise on top of raising money for holiday parties, equipment, AEDs we now have throughout our complex, I guess, if you will, of buildings. Did we get them put up at they're on their way.
They're on the way.
Yeah, we got that through a wonderful grant through the Community Health Foundation of Warren and Henderson counties. Very, very nice. And of course, raising money for the new facility. But we're always raising money, and if we just use the funds that were provided by tax dollars, Warren Achievement Center would be a fragmented shell of what it is today. It would not be good, and parents would be panicked, so would guardians. But instead, we go that extra mile to provide the extra needs. We go out there and we beat the bricks, and we bring in the cabbage, so people can live their best life, and people do. We've got one of our individuals has been with us. What is it? Like 40 some years.
We have a lot of individuals that have been with us for many, many years.
And we're kind of like their family now. They've outlived their family,
Yes.
so we're their family.
Absolutely.
And so when they go to the day program and they see Carrie, it's like seeing a family member or the other staff members, and they take wonderful care of them. And so that's that.
Okay.
We got a lot cooking. And, of course,
You
we'll
do.
be there for halfway freezing for food, which is very important. And also, I always encourage people listening to sashay on over to the radio station and talk to them about advertising. Believe me, it works. I would not be here if I didn't think it didn't work. I'm just point blank going to say that. But it is working. I was speaking a couple of months ago about a certain involvement that we have, and someone listening to the radio sent us a check for $5,000.
Holy moly.
Yeah, and that's because we had the opportunity to work something out with the radio station to come and speak. And we get clients, we get job applications. Someone just heard us on the radio the other day and came in and applied for a job that was open. So I encourage everyone to come in and take advantage of that. It's another tool in the toolbox. You don't have to, you can go hog wild and buy ads galore, or you can buy something smaller and start. But it's worth a shot. Don't you think so, Carrie?
I do.
You're in a good mood today, Sean. So glad to see you.
I got a great night's sleep last
And
night.
real quick, I do want to remind people that the Monmouth Rotary Club Pork Chop Barbecue this year, that Sean and I are both in Rotary, that charity this year will be the Achiever Medical Fund.
That was it was a wonderful thing. They had asked for nominations, and I nominated Warren Achievement Center for some pretty good reasons, and they selected that. And I think every year they select another nonprofit or another cause each year, so they can spread that money around. And I think it's a thrill, because that's one of those funds that's hard to raise money for, because there's more high-profile things that people want to be a part of. But it's of extreme importance, and Warren Achievement Center expresses a tremendous debt of gratitude to the Rotary Club of Monmouth for thinking of us, for including us into their planned giving. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yes, we will.
Okay, Carrie, it was wonderful to meet you.
Well, thank you. It was wonderful to be here.
Or I should say,
Really
to
glad.
see you again. So, very, very good to see you again. And Sean, thanks for coming in this morning. We'll see you next up for County Board later in the month.
I'll be here with bells on.
Sounds good. Sean Cavanaugh with us, Marketing Director Carrie Novak. She is the Adult Day Program Administrator, incoming for the retiring, congratulations, Sue Blackman at WAC.